Hello, I'm Sofia, and today we're going to talk about my journey from month 0 to month 6. If we take us way back to the beginning, I started skating quite early actually. And as you can see, here's a picture of me and my mother in around like 2009, 2010. A few years later, it became like an annual thing that each year I had to go there with my cousin, and we went like once or twice every year. And we loved to attend like the skating disco thing they had every Friday. All the lights were different colors. Yeah, we loved that. I bought a pair of skates from one of my classmates' sister, and these skates had her name on it, but I didn't care because like they were white figure skates. They were just very pretty in my eyes. Yeah, although they didn't have any support. Yeah, so I used them a lot, and like the only thing I did when I was at the rink was to skate forwards and to skate fast, so I couldn't stop and I couldn't go backwards or anything. Another thing my cousin and I had in common was our love for Disney, so of course we went to Disney on Ice. It was quite nostalgic, but it was also very pretty, and I think I kind of got like mesmerized by it without knowing. And looking back on the footage from Disney on Ice, it was actually pretty impressive. Just look at this clip I have of Elsa. One random day in November 2023, I went on a date with my boyfriend, and like he can't really skate. He hasn't skated in his childhood. There was something about this date, because after that I was kind of hooked on skating. I planned 2 different dates with my friends afterwards, and then I also went by myself a couple of times. And the first time I just like started asking for advice because I was like, you have white skates, can you show me how to do a spin? And then I would try to learn. The next time I went by myself, I again spotted 2 people that were about to tie their skates, and I was like, you people, like you guys, you know how to skate, can you show me some moves? And they were like, you can just join us. And they are now my best friends. But they recommended that I would take the 2 free lessons for figure skating, and of course I did that. I went like the week after and attended my first lesson, and I used the Jackson Artiste skates there and decided that I wanted my own pair. And that leads me to month number 1. In month number 1 I got my skates and I bought everything I needed. So I had a skating bag and a spinner and a jumping rope and everything. I even had these socks. And so I started skating. Here in the next clip, I'm doing my first spin in my new skates. I thought it was pretty good. So you can see a couple of things that I tried to practice. So there was of course spins and then some spirals. I even tried jumping on 2 feet. And then a couple of days later, I tried to do some crossovers and also tried to improve my jumping because I really wanted to learn to do a waltz jump. I found my new enemy, which was lunges. It was quite an enemy for a long time. Then came month 2. In month 2, I practiced a lot of the same things, and it went a little better than the month before. Of course, I saw some progress. I could do more rotations, but I could also have a little bit more speed when I did the 2-foot turns. And then I also started doing some crossovers. I had a pretty good side where I dared to put my 1 foot in front of the other, but the other side was just a big no from me. I needed assistance, so that was how it was for a long time. Here I also tried to go backwards because that was still not my strongest thing. And that same day I tried to do some 1-foot rotations. So 1 foot, 3 turns. Actually just 3 turns, yeah. And again I tried to practice my jumping because I really wanted to do the waltz jump. And yet again are we seeing the failed lunges. At the end of month number 2, I started to use my spinner more often, and I was using it like almost every break I got. So then came month number 3, and here you can see my progress on my crossovers, both like on the one side and then the other side. And as you can see, I also gained a lot more speed. I did my 2-foot turns both ways, of course. And here you can see an updated spin, although this spin wasn't on a good day. So this day that you're seeing here was quite an exciting day, because this day I learned to do the bunny hop. And I have like a whole TikTok, and also I think I uploaded it as a short, about the process of me learning this bunny hop. I can link it down below if you want to watch that. But yeah, I learned the bunny hop here, and it was huge progress, because I know that that will help you getting over your fear of jumping. Yet another failed lunge. And of course I didn't stop practicing the walls jump, so I did a lot more at the wall, and it became easier, but still not easy. Here we have me doing my crossovers at almost like the end of the month, and I also tried to do them backwards, which was a huge win, because I've only gone backwards on 2 feet, and I wanted to do it on like as crossovers. And I also practiced some edge things, so here I did some inside edges, but I also did some outside edges after that. Then we came to the Danish Halloween, if you can call it that. We call this one for fastelavn. On this day I decided to try to gain more speed in the movements I made, but I also tried seeing if I could hold my balance on a backwards 1 foot glide. And as you can see, my 1 foot glide forwards has gotten like steady and quite good actually. Then we have month number 4. I also practiced my spins and some jumps and my spirals and lunges. On this day I had a huge win, because I could for the first time ever do my walls jumps off the wall. So I could do them freely, and it was like everything I practiced that day when I found out I could. So that was pretty good. I was very happy. On this next day I did the same old things, and again tried to do the walls jump. It was quite scary still, and it was very rushed, but I did it and I was very happy with it. And then again we had the lunge, and a thing with my lunges are that I usually have my 1 foot, the one that is behind me, is quite off to the side, so that's probably why it isn't working. And here's a little update on my backwards crossovers. They were looking more like crossovers now than just something random. Like I tried to cross my feet more than just pump. And then here we have my first ever sit spin. And then yet again I practiced some walls jumps. And as you can see throughout these videos, I'm getting more confident in the moves I make, and I'm also gaining more speed. So although I do the same exercises, there are still some improvements to see here. And I think it was about around month 4 that I began feeling like a figure skater, because I could go fast in my spins and I could get more rotations. So although I couldn't do much, I based it all on my spins, because I'm really a spin girly. So yeah. Then we have month 5, which is quite an interesting month actually, because the ring closed and my friends and I went to a ring that was 2 hours away just to skate this one time in this month. So yeah, we didn't have much skating time, but at least we had this one time, so that's the thing you're gonna see here. Something new, I tried to do an entrance to my spin, and I tried to get a 1 foot spin. So I had tried doing a 1 foot spin from a 2 foot spin before, but here I wanted to have the entrance with me also, and I couldn't quite get that combo, but it was step number 1 for getting it. Then we had month number 6. In this month I could really see progress in my 1 foot spin, and I could see that I could hold it for more rotations. I could get around 2 some of the time, and it was just overall good for me. I was really happy with the progress, and I didn't want to practice anything other than that, but I still did some other things, of course. And then this last clip is the last spin of the 6 months, so I think we are ready to sum up. So in the 6 months that I had been figure skating, I learned quite a few things. Thing number 1 was spins. I could get almost 1.25 rotations in my first attempt, and in my last attempt I had around 8 rotations. Then my turns also became better. I could do 2 foot turns, which I couldn't before. Also, a thing I didn't include was I couldn't stop before I started figure skating, but I learned that as well in these couple of months. I just didn't have it on video. So I could do turns on both feet and both ways. Then I also tried to do it on 1 foot to do 3 turns. Then I improved on my jumps. I learned to do a bunny hop, and I could also almost do a walls jump. Although they were very rushed, they were walls jumps. So I tried a lunge and spiral, and I could hold my lunge a bit longer, although still my enemy, and my spirals became more steady. And then at last, we have the crossovers. So they became way better forward, and I could somewhat do them backwards. Although I didn't cross my feet, I still could go backwards and also go forward in that way, because I'd never imagined that I actually would be able to do it when I started. So that was my progress in the first 6 months. And as some of you may know, I have been skating for 1.5 years, so more of these videos will come up in the near future. I filmed almost every session I've been to, except the training sessions. So stay tuned, and I think just subscribe if you want to see more of these. That will enhance the chances of you seeing the next video. And if you're thinking about starting figure skating, try it out. And if you're already figure skating, write in the comments how far you are in figure skating. I really want to know what the community is out here. So yeah, that's it. Okay, bye!